This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and today we are revisiting the Twin Hook Club steering wheel lock Model 3000. I featured this lock a few days ago in video number 683, and in that video I showed what it takes to pick and shim this lock open. If you're interested in seeing that, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But what we're going to do today is see how this lock fares against a brute force attack. In many ways, this is an academic inquiry because the lock is usually going to be stronger than the steering wheel, and because of that, thieves tend to attack the wheel and not the lock. But that doesn't mean that this lock is particularly strong. It actually has a good number of weak points. First, we could attack the main bar. You may recall that in video number 600, I tested the main bar of Master Lock's version of this product against the Ramset, and that bar broke right in half. I've also heard that you can just hit the end of the bar with a hammer, and by doing that, break the locking lug inside of this housing. I've never actually tried that before, but it certainly seems plausible. Next, we have this cast pot metal housing for the core. We could try hitting the core with a hammer. I suspect the core would probably break right off, and it certainly would break off if we hit it with the Ramset. I suppose we could melt it also, given that it's made out of some sort of zinc alloy, but I suspect that the steering wheel and maybe even the airbag within wouldn't react very well to that. I also think that we could probably pull this core right out of the housing with a slide hammer. It appears to be held in place with a tiny little pin at a location where the housing is not particularly thick. So I don't think that pulling that out would be too much of a challenge. But since you guys seem to love the Ramset so much, I think that's going to be our tool of choice for today. So let's head down to the garage and have some fun. Okay, we're down in the garage with the lock and the Ramset gun, and I think the first thing we're going to do is see if the Ramset can break the main bar to the lock. That should be the strongest portion of the lock, so if we can break that, we can probably break anything on this. Going to load it up with one of the higher power yellow tip shells. Place it right on the bar, and 3, 2, 1. Okay, that shattered pretty convincingly. We're actually in a number of pieces. Let me go collect all of them. Okay folks, a couple of closing notes. First, I had some technical difficulties with part 2 of the video, and by technical difficulties I mean I forgot to turn the camera on. So unfortunately, you don't get to see me use the Ramset to test the zinc lock housing, but you can see that it shattered and we ejected the core. So once again, catastrophic failure for the lock. As for the main bar, I was certainly expecting it to break, but not for it to shatter into 4 separate pieces. It seems pretty clear that it was made from an exceptionally poor and brittle material, and I think the results speak for themselves. That's it for today. If you do have any questions or comments about this, please put them below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe, and as always, have a nice day. Thank you.